When Freud first developed psychoanalysis over 100 years ago, it was subversive, dangerous, revolutionary. Laying bare the unconscious motivation for many of our actions, it called into question our most basic assumptions about our identities. After Freud, psychoanalysis grew and split into dozens of different approaches and schools. But most believed they were still keeping something of that subversive spirit alive. But now the state is getting involved in psychoanalysis. The talking therapies are to be regulated by the government under the Health Professions Council, something its opponents say threatens the very foundation of psychoanalytic work. And those opponents are building up. Over 2,000 therapists have signed a petition, and now a chorus of well-known artists have joined them. The newly formed Coalition Against Overregulation includes writers such as Will Self, musician Peter Gabriel and sculptor Anthony Gormley. It also includes 3 of Sigmund Freud's great-grandchildren.
Regulation through the HPC implies medical values and criteria which are in many ways the opposite of psychotherapy and counselling.
Most of these have decided, through their own experience of psychoanalysis, that government regulation of this kind is the wrong idea.
But therapy really is closer to what you'd describe as creativity, rather than it is closer to something like science or indeed medicine. It will be like the government trying to regulate, which might be a good idea, in fact, in my view, poetry, or the novel or whatever.
Government regulation will be via the Health Professions Council, or HPC, which already regulates practices such as physiotherapists, dietitians or paramedics. It decides who can give themselves the title and sets out minimum standards for training and ethics.
It has huge benefits to not only society but those professionals. So I find it very challenging listening to individuals who say that they are professionals who are against statutory regulation, because what I say to myself is that this will enhance public protection, and surely as a professional that's something that you want to achieve.
Critics say the HPC is unsuitable, that talking therapy is not healthcare, does not have predictable outcomes, a defined way of working, and trying to impose one will damage the key relationship between patient and therapist.
It isn't actually a health practice at all. Standards of illness or health, abnormality or normality don't exist in as precise a form in the psychotherapy world as they do in other worlds.
The main representative bodies, though, are working with the HPC in drawing up the regulations. The process will take at least 2 years, by which time we might have a new government. Some of these subversives are looking to the Tories for help.